Hello again, class, and welcome back to our Henri Matisse inspired self-portrait project. As we saw last week, this is kind of what we're going for as far as our project goes. We're doing a collage using construction paper that we cut out in the style of Henri Matisse. So before we worked on our background, we created these organic shapes in whatever colors you chose, and we made a composition that our faces would go in front of or on top of. So this week we're going to work on our head and neck and shoulders and hair. So I already cut out the shapes, but I'm going to show you how I did them. First, I take my 9 by 12 piece of flesh-ish colored construction paper. None of these colors are actually our skin color, but we do the best we can. So this one, you know, it's kind of a sandy color. It works for my skin tone, I think. I took it and I drew an oval in the middle of it. You don't have to do exactly in the middle because you're just going to cut it out. You can use the edge, and you want to use the same color for your neck. I made the mistake of doing mine right in the middle, and I ran out of space for my neck. So once you draw your oval, you want it to be pretty big. Mine's larger than my hand all the way around, so think of that as a reference. Larger than your hand. It's about an inch bigger than my hand all the way around. Then you can cut that piece out. You're going to not glue it down yet, but you can take your background and just lay it in the center where you think you would have it. If it's a little higher, it means you're going to have neck and more shoulder. That's fine. If it's a little lower, it means you're just going to have a little bit of neck. I recommend you do it just a little bit higher because having a little space for our shoulders allows us to create something interesting as far as our shirt goes. Like here I have a collared shirt, and you can see my shoulders. So I really like the way that looks. I recommend doing that. So I'm just gonna lay it down, not gluing it down yet. And then I'm going to create a neck. Like I said, I made the mistake of running out of paper for my neck. So my neck is not complete, it's just half of a neck right here. But you kind of get the idea. There's my neck, and my shirt is going to cover it. That's why I didn't finish it. So there's where my neck goes, and I'm now going to take my head, take it away, and use it to create my hair. This part is kind of tricky, so just follow along as best as you can. Here is my piece of brown paper. I already cut it out, but this is going to be my hair color. And you're going to take your head and you're going to lay it in the center of your brown paper and trace around your head. Just lightly trace around your head. What that's gonna do is that's gonna tell you where the edges of your head lie, because if you recall from our self-portrait we drew before, we drew the shape of our head and then our hair fell on top below that line and then above behind that line. So we had a good chunk of hair. This is the shape we are going to have to cut out of our brown paper, and it came down by our neck on both sides. Now the good thing is we're just cutting out paper, which means if we make the wrong shape, we can always cut out another piece of paper and fit it in and glue it down, and it's not going to look bad at all. In fact, it'll look very cool. If you see mine here, you can see where I just added on bits of paper to fill in the spaces when I didn't like the way I did it the first time. So in this one, if you can see, this is one strip of paper all the way around, and then I added in the paper behind here. So for this one, I trace the shape of my head, and then I take it away. And you can see on the back where I actually did trace it, right here. Trace that shape. So above and below that headline, whether it's a male with short hair or a female with long hair, I'm going to draw my hair. For a female, I'm going to draw my wavy or straight hair above that headline. For a male, I'm going to draw it just above that headline right around here, like I had shown on how to draw the hair when you have really short hair. And then for the hairline, I'm going to trace either the actual hairline itself or that swoopy hair coming down a little bit if you're a guy and your hair is a little bit longer and it comes down and covers your forehead, or if you're a girl and your hair is much longer and it comes down like that. I did mine a little bit wavy because I have curly hair. I could do it straight and just do a straight line down. Doesn't matter. The point is it has to be below this headline. This is the line of my head, so my hair has to be significantly below it so that it covers over some of my forehead, above and below that headline. And then I kind of traced it around the actual shape of my head. If you look right here, my head fits pretty well into that space. I traced around here, and then I let some hair, I cut here. This part, my neck is just gonna go on top of. So for a male with short hair, it does not matter that part because your neck is just gonna go there. You're not gonna have it for the females. Just kind of play with it. Worst case, you just have to cut a little more hair and add it in, and that's totally easy to do. So once you've traced that line, the line above your head and the line below your head, you can then cut it out. So that's what I did here. And once you have that shape nicely cut out, you can bring it over to your head. And you can play with it a little, putting it on your head, moving it higher or lower, whatever works for your shape. And like I said, please remember, if you don't make the perfect shape the first time, we'll just cut another little piece of paper like this and just add it in behind. Everything's gonna work out. Just play with it. Use your creativity, use your problem solving skills, you'll be fine. Once I have this kind of all set up, I can glue my hair to my head. And at this point, yes, I can glue my hair and neck and head down. I can glue all those three pieces together, hair, neck, head, and then I can glue them down. Once that is done, I can start working on my shirt. If I want a collared shirt, if I want shoulders, I'll tell you guys, shoulders are always wider than you think. We tend to draw shoulders really narrow, like just the width of our head. They're always wider than you think. So go with something a little bit wider. Take a piece of colored paper that you enjoy. I chose black for this one, and I thought it looked pretty nice and sharp. And I just drew those shoulders down there. It's just a long, skinny strip. Long, skinny strip. And then, I'm not going to show you how. Use your creativity. If you want to do like a collared shirt, I folded it around. Figure out how to do that. It's going to look really cool. If you want to do a different type of shirt, figure it out and it'll look awesome. Feel free to decorate your shirt. Make little shapes, put something on it, make it creative, make it cool. So that is today's lesson. The hair, the head shape, the neck, and then figure out something interesting for your shoulders and if you have a collar on your shirt. Have fun. Hope you enjoy this part of the process.